Good morning, New Eden. Today is September 18th, 2022, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and back with us today is our now co-host, Nightflyer. Nightflyer, you interviewed with us last weekend. Thank you for coming on and for agreeing to start co-hosting with me. It's great to have you.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure. So, had a lot of fun, so we'll see if we can keep that going tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, so, let's see here. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive on the Minmatar today. We also will be talking about the new Navy ships on Sissy, as well as the gates that are getting created, and see what that might be like for the war zone here. And let's go ahead and kind of start this off. So if you want to go ahead and share your screen, we're going to take a look at the Minmatar militia. First thing we're going to kind of review is just take a look at the past 7 days for them and see what their stats are like.
Stand by.
All right, so taking a look here. Oh, there we go.
Sorry,
nope.
Who are you trying to pull up first?
Just the Minmatar Republic here. 7 days. So we've got, 261 characters. We have 48 corporations, 7 alliances. Looks like about 184 different ships that were involved. I don't know quite what that ship statistic is in Zkill, but I did find out about, so there's solar systems, so they were active in 133 different solar systems. Either they killed somebody or they got killed in one of those solar systems. 31 different regions, for a total of 1,964 total kills. So this is actually the total amount of deaths and kills all together. So the total amount of actual kills that they got by themselves, which is why we've always saw completely different kind of things here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 10 characters here. So we've got 40 Winks, Cronin 071, Leary Arch, Stinky Mike, Mickey. Oh, I should say how much they have for their fucking kills. So coming in at first, 40 Winks at 89 kills. Cronin 071 got 59 kills. Leary Arc got 56 kills. Sticky Mickey at 52 kills. Marcus the Shed at 50 kills. Polo something at 50 kills. Mad Sambo at 42 kills. Killa Chronic at 40 kills. Man Themin at 39 kills. And Drunk Blackjack at 37 kills. So decent amount of kills per month. For the past week here. There's, let's see, so if we were doing if you can pull up Goon Swarm, we were just gonna do a little bit of a comparison here. So Goon Swarm Federation has 1,658 active characters, with a total of 6,667 kills that they were participating in. But the top character has 169 kills. 114 kills for like second place. So D Sneaky Asian, DS Sneaky Asian at 169. So they're like, you know, the top killer has about half as many kills as what you can get out in 0.0. But there is a lot of solo kills. Like the Minmatar militia has like 31% solo kills that go on, and as an alliance has, or as a, you know, organization has 4,950 solo kills. Goonswarm has 3,010 or 310,000. Oh my god, man. I can't read today. This is so it's a lot of smaller gang, which you're gonna get a lot of smaller kills, but you still get, like, there's just kills every single day for the Minmatar, for the faction warfare. And actually the Minmatar have been doing a little rough lately.
Yeah, I just want to jump back there real quick. Just
Yeah.
looking at some of these kills. This $4 billion pod. I wish I had a little bit more story on that one.
Yeah, let's go into it though and see. So we see that this was a snake set. So full on snake set happened in in wormhole space actually. And it looks like they were flying a Brutix Navy issue. What if we go into related and just see, because they usually give you like what was going on during that hour. So it looks like the Minmatar is on the right. It's mostly Minmatar, and this would be in this wormhole space. So we're fighting some people in wormhole space. But they've got, what, 10 ships that they lost 12 ships. So the Minmatar lost 12 ships, the enemy lost 10 ships. Enemy had 7.5% efficiency, 92% efficiency for the Minmatar. This looks like this would be a fun fleet. It looks like it's got a bunch of Brutix. They got a Brutix Navy issue. So they did lose a Brutix Navy issue in this. They had a Navy Scorpion, a Raven, a Loki, Blackbird, Scythe, Thrasher, Stork, Punisher. All those got blown up. Magus got blown up. But this is all Infinite Pew. Like, almost everybody on here is Minmatar Republic. I think everybody on here, on that side, is Minmatar Republic. Against the Kitchen Sinkhole. So if we go in... just me poking real quick at the Kitchen Sinkhole. Yeah, it looks like they're wormholers. All their fights, their top systems are wormhole systems. We get to do speculation unless an audience member stands up and is like, hey, I know all about that.
Oh, that's just a bad day, though.
Yeah, 7.6 billion ISK. What did the enemy have? Or what did the kitchen sink hole? So it looks like it's like the Navy or the Typhoon fleet issue Kronos, Praxis, Harbinger Navy issue Broadsword, Osprey Navy issue Tengu, Scythe, or one Scythe. There's no Logi like on either side. Just bring in your one Logi.
Uh-oh, no. Mobile tractor unit died. That's horrible.
Well, that's, that was probably the most important one. I wonder how much it actually did die with. 303 million for the mobile tractor unit. Oh, man. That's rough. Alright, let's go back to the Minmatar Republic here. What are you want to go over the top corporations?
Yeah, I got the Triad with 234. Kill 'em all, let Bob sort them out with 207. Got Hoplite Brigade with 187. Nomads of the Republic 177. Tribal Liberation Force at 131. Minmatar Secret Service at 86. Republic Guard at 79. Unlimited 2.0 at 57. And Icefire Warriors 52. And Mackey's Raiders with 43. So you got a 43 at number 10 and a 234 Triad at the top. So
it's a lot of...
quite an expanse, but still good numbers.
And that's just in 7 days, too, which, for being on the side that's getting hit the hardest right now, they have the least amount of space. They can still, put up a fight. I haven't been on any Minmatar fleets as of late, but I want to get over there and do a moonlight over in their space at some point. I did get an alt into their system, and we also have the Canuck Down Under, who has reported for us. He is our agent in the field of the Amar. Not really. I mean, he's just he's the guy who comes on our podcast every once in a while and shouts about Amar victory. He was saying that the Minmatar are at tier 1. They've been at tier 4 for a while now. And prior to that, the Minmatar had tier 5 for a few months, which was really surprising how long they held that. If you go back in our podcast, like, that's one of the things that we talk about with the Minmatar was like, holy shit, like, they're just dominating. Like, tier 5 is a hard thing to hold. Tier 4 is pretty stable. Usually you can keep that for a while. But tier 5 is one of those, like, it's very rare to be able to run that for more than, like, a week.
I do love that their number one ship used, though, was the Thrasher.
Oh, yeah. That is total representation. The Thrasher... well, let's go through... yes, so the next thing after the alliances would be the ships. So we've got the Thrasher at 93 kills. So this is... They were on the kill mail. So that's their pride. Like, that's a solid representation of the Minmatar. Have you flown the Thrasher around a lot?
Oh yeah, it's one of my go-to ships.
So one of the big things that I use the Thrasher for would be to just put a bunch of artillery cannons on it. You got a point, micro warp drive, and a sensor booster. You get like 5 to 15 of these things together, and you just alpha shit off the... if you can get more than like 10 to 15, you're starting to alpha like cruisers off the fucking field.
Yeah, definitely fun to fly.
What was one of the was that the tactics that you've used them in, or what was the tactics or the design that you've used them in mostly?
If I'm not doing something solo with it, yeah, in the fleets are just kind of a force multiplier. It can drop some DPS. Just kind of adding on to the fleet, but yeah, I think mostly it was with you and Gwen that we're really using them in the small gang thing around some of the gate camps when we were up in Black Rise a lot. We seem to be jumping in them quite often.
Yeah, they are really good. Like, you know, the one thing that we could do is use more. We need to get the cockbag thing going again, but this time, so that's what we call our thrashers, because it comes back from way back in the day when Killer Trout. I'm not sure. Have you heard the story of the cockbag thrasher?
No.
So, back in the day, there was a dude named Killer Trout, and he would go around with a cockbag thrasher. Actually, you know, most of his kills were during that time. Let me look him up real quick and I'll send you the link for that. Yeah, there. Actually, just type into the search at the top. Go to the top here and do a search on K the number 1 LLER. And it's all one word, so no T, just Killer, or yeah, K the number 1 LLERT. And so Killer Trout was somebody that we ended up like meeting in Hain. He was just flying around, and he was just doing missions and stuff like that. Didn't know what he was really up to. And one of my buddies, Coder, scanned him down. We met him and or blew him up, and then he's like, "How the hell did you do that?" And so we're like, "Hey, we'll join us. We'll teach you all about it." And we were just joining into faction warfare during that time when I was running Mecha Enterprises fleet. And so he joins up with us, and he's just like, "I just want to know how to kill people." So we taught him about probing people down. Like Coder was really good at probing people down, and he was like, "Cool, that's interesting." And we joined up with, we were in faction warfare, and so we taught him the ways of like basic faction warfare. And there's the killer. That's Killer Trout's cockbag thrasher. Now, I can't confirm 100% that this is the, you know, like he's the originator of this, but in faction warfare we hadn't heard about this crazy fit that he, you know, until he started running around, because what he was known for doing with this, it wasn't just in high sec or low sec, it's high sec. He would fly around in high sec and shoot fucking frigates out of the sky, or, you know, any kind of you know, different kind of mining ships and stuff like that. Like they'd go mining in high sec, like right next to, back when you know, had the connection by Nenemelia and Akadagi, and you could go into high sec back before the Triglavians wiped out that system. But yeah, so he invented this complete and utter, it's just artillery at the top, micro warp drive, a sensor booster, and a point, and then 2 magnetic field stabilizers, and then you usually had like maybe a little bit more damage or a little bit more you know, speed or something like that you could throw on, but in fitting stuff so that you could fit all the, you know, for your rigs. And then a point, or not a point, the thing that makes you lock even a little bit faster. Like every little millisecond to him mattered, so that he could catch his prey and they would just be completely caught off guard, and then all of a sudden they would just have all this DPS in their face. It's a really great, and so then we were starting to get like fleets of them together eventually, and just shoot. And that's one of our Wednesday night fleets that we'll take out, is the you know, bunch of cockbag thrashers running around in Killer Trout's honor. He was a ton of fun to play with. He went like bloodthirsty though. It just was like, I have to find ways to murder these guys as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Yeah, definitely a fun way to small gang jump in. Again, they're cheap ships. Look at this, like 10 mil, and you're good to go. You guys, you know, what's the counter for it? So.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much it's just you have to kill them before they can dish out enough DPS to just, or well, alpha pretty much, in order to get through a lot of shit. The more that you have of them, the more scary they are, because they're only worth how much? How much was that worth? Like what? I think they're
That
like
was 10 mil, the one that he lost.
Yeah, 10 mil. Were those Tech 2 guns or Tech 1 guns? Those are Tech 2 guns.
Everything's Tech 2 except for the mediums.
Yeah, that's the 10 million ISK. That you get, 100 million ISK worth of ships that basically dish out enough alpha to like bring down cruisers. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 2019 numbers because that's when this is from, but
yeah,
looks like that's his last kill was in 2019.
All right, let's go back to the Minmatar though, and let's take a look at their stats. Or no, sorry, top monthly. If you do at the very top, right above where you can pick overview, kills, solo, losses, top. Yeah, top monthly. And if you want to go with the top monthly characters, get a breakdown of that, and then I'll do corporation.
Sure, some of our some familiar names. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sticky Mickey, number 1 with 180. We got Miratashi with 165, 40 Winks with 131, Killa Chronic with 125, Max Diabrus with 111, Chrono 071, 102, Redrick 38 with 91, tied with Larry Arch with 91, Night Goblin with 91. It's a 3-way tie there for number 7. And rounding out top 10 is Drunk Blackjack with 90.
Awesome. So, and then at the rounding out the top 10 of the corporations is Kill 'Em All, which these will also be pretty, you've heard these possibly before in the top 10 that have the last week. So Kill 'Em All, let Bob sort 'em out. 522 kills for them. I am highly guessing that they're either part of Urshikan or part of Smile and Wave. Let me double check here. Definitely part of Urshikan. If you just look at the numbers of how much they are members of the Urshikan Alliance. And the Nomads of the Republic at 471 kills. The Tribal Liberation Force, so that's the NPC corporation, at 408 kills. So the thing about the NPC corporation is that anybody that has a positive standing with the Galente can just join these guys. And they, always, the NPC corporation actually puts up a lot of numbers, kind of attributing how important it is to actually have that NPC corporation, because if they wanted to, they could join any number of alliances or corporations that exist in the Minmatar or any other faction warfare group. But this allows you to, you don't have to do any Diplo with anything, you just mechanically have to be aligned with the Minmatar, and you can join. And if a brand new character, day 1 character can join, I'm not 100% sure if they can join any faction, but you are definitely able to join the race of the empire that you started with. You can join their faction for sure, but I believe you can join anybody's faction if I'm not mistaken. They give you just enough that all the empires like you. So we've got the Triad at 398, Hoplite Brigade at 326, Unlimited 2.0 at 201, the Republic Guard at 192, Minmatar Secret Service, that's a good name, 169, Ice Fire Warriors. So aren't they just the water warriors? make water.
Yeah.
136, and Magic Star 7 at 128. And let's go over to the top alliances. If you want to go ahead and go through those.
Yeah, as you point out, Ursha Khan with 1,037. Number 2, Smile and Wave with 652. Infinite Pew, number 3 at 279. Wild Geese at 168. Electus Matari at 53. Hashashin Cartel, sorry if I screwed that up, 13 kills, and pulling up number 7, the Moose Port with 7.
Interesting. So they've... And then, so this is just for this month so far. So we're 18 days into the month. You know, they have consistent kill count. Do they have... Let's see, if we scroll all the way down, I believe we can get into systems as well. Yep. Do you want to go over their top 5 systems?
Absolutely. So number 1 is Hola. I'm gonna screw all these up. This is gonna be 643. Gormagod at 208. Amamaki, I got that one right.
We all know Amamaki. Even I know Amamaki.
Mossberger at 153, and Helgotlid at 140 is the top 5. So
those are their main systems. So Halula, or Hulia?
Yeah.
Hua. Hula 643. Let's go into that system real quick here and just get a... Yes, that's how it's spelled, Abby. I get it. It doesn't help. Oh, I guess there is the way to, like, type out the phonetic wave.
That's too much work for this cast. We're not doing that.
Rest in peace, second ad. Oh no. Thank you so much for the follow. Wow. Yeah, I'm just gonna call you Overlord. That's be an android Overlord. Yes. Anyways. So looking at the system here, what, 259 characters have been involved in combat here. They've got 3 billion-isk ship at the top in the last 7 days. A Leshak that's been destroyed in here. Gollum, Vargur. Ooh, what's the Ratatouille? The rat, Ratura. The rat. What the fuck is this rat? Looks like some NPC, or not NPC, regular corporation. Just no alliance or anything. Wonder what the related looks like here. So it looks like Shadow Cartel blew it up.
Oh, good for those guys.
You gotta be careful with dropping shit. I'm behind the Bean Overlord. Ah. Beanoid. The Bean Overlord. Beanold. Beoin? I'm just trying. I'm reading chat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what he's saying too. I don't is he drunk typing? Is he bashing his face on
Jack the Bean Eater? Jack. Jack. Is it pronounced any different if it is Jakc compared to Jack? I think you'd still say Jack, right? We can change it. Anyways, So taking a look here at the system, looks like there was a Vargur. What happened with the Vargur? Let's just take a look at that real quick. So Infinite Pew blew up the Vargur. Urshikan, Infinite Pew. Quite a few people. Deepwater Hooligans.
Got on that one too.
This is this is the deep. So they fought the Deepwater Hooligans before we saw in the wormhole, right? So who are these Deepwater Hooligans? Have you ever heard of those?
Names popped up.
Huh. Okay, so their primary system. Yeah, so we looked at them kind of before. Deepwater Hooligans are primarily in Cormaman. Isn't that one of the? That's like the in the Minmatar war zone, right? The Bleak Lands.
Yeah, so it's up there.
So that's one of their primary systems that they operate out of. They fly Nesters, Nightmares, Lokis, Hugins, Archons. So this is one of the big differences between faction warfare and 0.0 or other kind of organizations, or wormhole organizations, stuff like that. Looks like they fight Laserhawks. Flying big and powerful like ships, or doctrine type kind of. Looks like their doctrine would be like Nesters and Nightmares and Lokis.
Yeah, we're talking about Thrashers, and I think our number 2 was like Capsules. So
well, Capsule just means that you died while killing something. So once the thing died, it was like, what were you in? And they're like, you were in a capsule. Like, no, I was in a Hugin, but whatever. But yeah, they had Hugin Archons. So they use Archons. That's a carrier. Yeah, 100 kills with 91 kills with an Archon. That's pretty impressive. Oh, Thanatos at 73 kills.
Oh, that's a structure weapon.
Oh, is that the stand-up heavy gilded?
Yeah. I just gotta remember to move my mouse off of the screen, because every time I undo my push to talk, that's why it's jumping back and forth to prior screen. So if anyone's watching, that's what's happening. I'm multi-screening here.
Yeah, me too. I've got my 3 screens so that I can. But then my laptop screen is the smallest one. I've got to get a desktop going here. Yeah, so that's pretty much like the top corporations and alliances. Let's see if we can take a look at another Minmatar group here real quick. Take a poke at so we looked at the Triad, or we looked at Urshikan, right? Who was it that we looked at? I think we were just looking at the general. Let's just take a peek at Urshikan here real quick. And we'll take a look at the top 3 alliances and who kind of who makes them up, and what their top systems are and stuff like that. So for the let's start with Urshikan. All right, so Urshikan is as you can kind of see here, we've got 65 characters altogether. Let's see, just looking at their I think the main thing we want to look at is top ships and top systems that they were in. So if you want to go over the top ships, I'll do top systems.
They're using the Kikimora a lot. 47 kills. Thrasher, of course, 41. Keldari Hookbill, 39. The Worm, 39. The Vigil Fleet Issue, 31. Fed Navy Comet, 30. Capsule, 30. Imperial Navy Slicer, 27. Flycatcher, 25. And Punisher, 24.
So, of course, the Kikimora, I love the Kikimora.
Yeah, it's a good ship.
Being at the top of the list there kind of proves how much of a powerhouse it is. I'm really surprised by the Thrasher coming in second, even though it is one of their top 7, in the last 7 days for the whole. I'm kind of interested in what Urshikan uses, how they use the Thrasher, because I've seen the Thrasher used in other ways where you can put some tank on there, you can put auto cannons on it, and there is some good like DPS that you can pump out of them instead of being an alpha ship. But we've had Urshikan on the show before. Next time I get somebody from Urshikan on, I'm gonna have to be like, what do you guys do with your Thrashers? I like your Thrashers. I mean, we can maybe find a... well, we've got one Thrasher. Is that like the top? Oh, look at that, yeah. So 2 webs, what's this one? So you've got one that's gonna point web, afterburner, auto cannons. So it's still kind of the same thing as like a cockbag, only designed for flexing, I would say. That looks like a decent ship. I see another one that has artillery that has dual web and afterburner. Yeah, so this gives you kind of like an idea that you've got Kikis, Thrashers, Keldari Navy Hookbills. Of course, the Worm is not surprising. That is a really... Have you flown the Worm a lot at all, or?
No, I've actually don't think I've flown it with any character.
So the Worm is just a powerhouse that has a bunch of DPS that goes into its drone, so it can be kind of medium range with rockets, or scram range, basically. And just has a hell of a tank that you can throw on there on top of that. That just makes them terrifying. It's really hard. Like, even daredevils and stuff like that. Are you familiar with the faction pirate ships?
Somewhat. I play with them a little bit. I have a couple of daredevils.
So I like the daredevil a lot because of that's the you get like 90% web slowdown, right, from them.
Yeah, and they go screaming fast.
And they're very they do out a lot of DPS as well. Like, I won't take a daredevil against a Worm though. The Worm just has too much DPS that it can put out on top of the awesome tank that it has. And the tank is not bound up in being fast at all. So the 90% web is polarized daredevil, says Abby. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's also not that expensive, actually, considering the haul that you already had. So you're already gonna put money into it. It's dangerous though. You can't come up with something that also has a lot of DPS. Yeah, so let's take a look at the top 10 solar systems here. So they're Agmar, Gulurog God 70, Agmar is at 85, Gulurog God is at 76, Boss Borger at 47, Vard at 29, Amamaki at, yeah, look at that. That was solid. I knew that one was solid. Amamaki at 28, Loom at 26, Arnher at 26 as well. Dale at 19. Hula at 14 and Taff at 14. Do you know what is the system that they're supposed to be fighting over? Do you know? I'm gonna go to like Chronicles. But so that's where they're going to be building the stations and everything is. So it's Halula is the system that they're fighting over. Thank you, chat. And that is where they're building gates, right? If I remember that correctly, I think that's where they're doing gates in order to like. And so we have the same thing for what's our system that we're doing gates in?
Up in North Placid?
Yeah.
Oh, they have the... Yeah.
Go ahead.
They've got the one that they're building up in Blackrise that we're more than likely coming to North Placid up to the Ardenon system where we had that thing like 3 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested in how that'll change up the battlefield.
Well, you have that high-sec pocket in Blackrise, and if to get from there to a faction warfare space is 11 to 12 jumps, this could narrow it down to like 3 if it goes from this into Blackrise into North Placid. So to make it that much easier for to get from high-sec in Caldari space right into Galenti space. So
so there's like 2 though. It's the Galente are building one and the Caldari are building one, right? Let me see if I can find the article on that. So I'm just gonna search for EVE Online Chronicles. Let's see, EVE Universe. So they actually, yeah. So let me give you a link here. All right. So yeah. The Mithras Gate, right? So they have a bunch of fluff that they talk about. No, I think that this is different, actually.
yeah, this is like a short story.
Yep. We want... I think it's news, actually. Yeah, so there's images, Flavian activity. So I think that's the inside of the escalating tensions over Athenor as Caldari and Galente forces clash in the war zone.
Well, this is going back to like July. Oh yeah, this is the start of that.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of all of this. So there was like an Athenor that was being built.
Yeah, and here's the thing up in that system. So this may be where the gate is going to, is my speculation on it.
Yeah, so there are things that are kind of going on in the background. I wonder, so it seems like this is one of those, from my understanding of it, is that like if the Galente were able to hold down the system for whenever this thing pops off, or whoever holds the system longest or whatever, basically the Caldari are going to get this objective from everything that we're seeing. So it sounds like they're going to get a Stargate that'll make it easier for them to penetrate into the war zone.
Which is really what they need, considering they outnumber us 2-1 and own most of the system.
Yeah, it's the the winning side getting all the advantage. Luckily, that will be going away with the expansion. I mean, it's 2 months out, which is a long ass time. Like, and I feel like it's gonna be like late November, like the 28th or something like that, where, like, when faction warfare will be updated. So we are easily months away from seeing these changes. But once it is in, so do you think that the Caldari get like a really good advantage because they have the Minmatar, they have Jeddah on their side?
Oh, absolutely. Last stream we were talking about, if we want to make Dude Dixie good, we got to try to use it. Well, I was trying to ship stuff around last night, and I had a couple of like officer mods I was going to try to sell into Dixie, but they don't move. And so I'm like, yeah, I can put these on the market for like 70 mil, but they're going to sit here like forever. So if I want to actually make money on them, I have to take them to Jeddah.
Yeah, so the you can sell for higher amounts, I think, in Dodixie, but it's gonna be a lot slower moving. And then buying on the system is you've got slim pickings. If it's not like the most obvious module to make sure is on the market, you might not find it in Dodixie. Whereas if you go to Jeddah, you get whatever you want. The thing is, though, my one thing about it, though, is that once you get in faction warfare, you really do realize that Jeddah is not easily accessible, even if you're in faction warfare with your main character, because there are chances, because you are war decked. If you are flying around with hundreds of millions of ISK in your cargo hold, it's just as possible that somebody in the Galente has set up some kind of trap to catch you. I feel like that's a lot less than back in the old days. I believe, like, back in the old days, man, it was not unheard of to easily have Valor and Dodixie being camped by the Caldari, and Jeddah and perimeter being guarded by the Galente type thing. Like, they would just come in and try and look for those really juicy ships. So people, I mean, you're war decked, right? So even though you've got the Navy on your side, there's a possibility. So you should probably have either somebody that brings your shit to you, or you get a hauler out. Jordan, yep.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too. I have my industrial, and she does my hauling. So she was actually making trips over to Dixie and circling back around to drop off ships for Mango Pizza there in wherever we're fighting.
Hey Dealies. Hey, die less.
But yeah, here's the quick map I pulled up.
Let's take a look at this.
You go all the way to the top left. This is where 3 months ago they had that structure that we weren't quite sure what it was. So it's all the way to top left on the Dotland map.
What's the name of the system?
Athenon.
Athenon. Okay, yep. Currently controlled by the Caldari.
And so this is Samanumi and Black Rise, and that's where the new Stargate is. And as I said, you have this high-sec pocket here that goes up into Lone Trek. But if you want to get from this high-sec pocket all the way back down to Placid to get to the front line, like I said, you've got 12 jumps through low-sec that you need to make through. So with this gate, it could literally limit it down to like I said, 2 or 3. If that, they don't put you directly on it.
Yeah.
So it's just going to make it a lot easier to get from a safer hull sec that your faction, that the Keldari control, into to the front line.
And, you know, I kind of think that it should be that, you know, there should be rewards for winning. It sucks right now that, like, the rewards are so powerful with the tier 4 system right now of like, if it was just that they were getting this gate into the system and it was because it was, like, on this more level, you side with, you know, the winning side, you get, like, a cool thing in that happens where your, like, front line is much better built now. I think it's kind of cool, actually, comparatively to the tier system. It just sucks that they didn't get rid of the tier system first, because that's just the first thing that just needs to go. And I really don't know why they don't put it in today. Just now. Tier system, get it out. The dumbest thing ever.
I could see it. The problem is once you make that swing, to get it to swing back is, I don't know, it's overwhelming at this point.
Well, yeah, and you're working. Well, one of the things that also has always been rough on Galente is that downtime, and they said they're getting rid of this as well. Is that downtime is when all the plexing needs to be done, because that's when you have like 30 plexes that spawn in one system, and you could, if you had 30 people, you know, defensively, you could easily plex that all down. If you had like maybe 30 people in the right ships, you could easily plex that down as well. The right ships is probably the hardest part for the offense. I don't know, what do you think about, I think they should get rid of defensive plexing altogether, like the concept of what it is, and replace it with there's an enemy NPC Diamond Rat and an allied NPC Diamond Rat that are both fighting each other that can't beat each other, and you're supposed to warp in on them, and when you warp in, the enemy NPC Diamond Rat will have scramming capabilities designed specifically to shut down, I think it should be a scram that shuts down micro warp drives, because I do like playing with a micro warp drive, but I always feel dirty playing with a micro warp drive in a Plex, because if you're plexing with a micro warp drive and somebody comes in with an afterburner, they're just kind of fucked if they're close range fit at all. It just, and even if they're not close range fit, you're just pushing, you're able to dictate range 100%. That just wins the fight for you. But if there was an NPC that went in and scrammed you, you got to kill it, no matter it's offense or defense. That's where I think we get rid of this, like, it's just so easy to defensively plex with like empty ships, which actually I don't see the Galente doing very much, but I see a lot on the Keldari. I guess the Galente probably do it, but I don't see it a lot. A lot of the times we're all excited to try and murder something, so maybe that's a biased point of view. Isn't my comment MWD? My comment is no, my comment normally is Afterburner. My worm is micro warp drive, because I don't care if my micro warp drive gets turned off. I'm tanky enough, so some do it, but it's like fourth alt that they don't pay attention to. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I like the defensive plex from the beginner FW point. It just kind of got me a way to get my foot in the door and really kind of feel out faction warfare, what it was about. I can get a little of the LP and kind of see how that works without really diving in or doing a high risk situation. Things with that newer character. So
that is true. So that is something that is it's not like you're getting a lot, and it's all about system control more, and participating and allowing like a day one character to participate and actually, like, that shit fucking matters, man. Every 0.7% flip that you get for a Plex matters. It's not gonna matter as much now if for the lower ones, but day one alt being able to do an open Plex is kind of cool, because when the new changes come, an open Plex might be worth a decent amount depending on how much contested the system is for a defensive Plex, if it's on the front line. And being able to do that, and you've got this battle cruiser NPC that's hanging out with you, that is true. My only concern with defensive plexing is that when, with being able to do it with an empty ship, is that the empty ship is going to become really important when you're just trying to make money and just trying to flip a system. And having people that are 24-hour running around. And I just would prefer them to have some kind of weaponry on them, which is why I kind of like the rats that are in Faction Warfare right now. Like, the rats in Faction Warfare, I think they should be diamond, they should scram, but I think that they should be about the level of defense and offense that they currently have, which is a good amount of defense, so that you need to have some kind of damage that you need to be able to dish out. But their offense is shit. Like, unless you're in a really, really, really shitty frigate, you can go into an open and you might not be able to kill, you probably won't be able to kill the battle cruiser in there. But it's likely that that battle cruiser can't kill you.
Yeah.
But being scrammed would suck, I guess, then in that situation. I don't know. I just throwing out some ideas.
Hopefully, with the new tier that they were talking about with the different forts, where you're gonna have your novice, you'll have your T1 thing that you can go into. That'll, I think, might help kind of balance it out. Again, you gotta have something for the new players to, again, feel out Faction Warfare and find out what it's about. Hey, is this for me or not?
I really think
feel
they
like
need
they're doing something.
So they're coming out with the Navy, so it's only Navy tier, which I agree with to a certain extent. Like, as a novice, I think that's fine. A novice that only can allow in, like, the Federation Navy Comet or Caldari Navy Hook Bill. Those are interesting. The problem, though, is that I think they need one less step underneath that. They need the noob, like, or the like, not novice, but newbie. Like, nothing but T1, period. Like, no T2 weapons, no T2 drones, no T2, no implants whatsoever, no nothing, like, just fucking nothing. That's just, and I think that would become a meat grinder of new and old players just punching each other in the face. Because skills will matter still, but it's a lot easier for a newbie to get frigate skills up to the point where they can do T1 about as good, if not better. Alpha will have a disadvantage, but a new player that's not Alpha, and an Omega new player within a month or two, can probably go pretty toe-to-toe with a 15-year-old in the sense of what your stats are able to do.
It also gives you that opportunity to kind of learn, too, where you can learn to spiral in instead of diving straight at them and then orbiting at whatever and hitting F1. There's kind of working on that skill set of, what's it like to manual pilot and what's the advantage to it.
Yeah.
And it might give you an opportunity to do that too. And you can do it fairly cheap if I can jump in with, $1 million T1 frigate or $1 million ISK. Frigate, and just kind of work that over. Those first couple of months in game, that might make that a little easier for it.
Yeah, no, and that's the reason why I think, but it's a good step in the right direction, because at least you get faction frigates, like, kind of handed to you for doing LP, not directly handed to you, but through the LP store. It's a really good purchase. I encourage everybody to purchase comets every day. Like, what should you buy? Well, you can sell comets for a decent amount, and you can fly them. It's beautiful. Go use all of your money, all your LP on comets, and they're not that hard to make in the LP store. So we are getting a little bit close here. The one thing that I did want to touch on and just kind of get your input on more than anything is let's go to the new Navy ships on Sissy. So there's a post about that. Awesome. So you want to start off with the battle cruisers and go through what they give here, and then I'll go through the frigates, and then we'll talk as we're going here.
Yeah, the battle cruisers, the prophecy, which probably I think most people are going to be the most excited about, is that 10% bonus to the medium energy turrets, 5% for drones, and the 10% increase for the hit point armor. I think that's new, right? I think that's the big add-on there. Yeah, it's because it was resist. I should know my ships better. The prophecy, I think it was a resistance. Now it's a hit point bonus, so 10% per level. So that's 50% at level 5.
Whoa!
So that's gonna be exciting.
Is that going to be compounded upon the module that you put on it then, right? So if your HP goes up 5,000 points because of a module that you put on, in this ship it would go up 7,500 hit points.
Yeah, I haven't played with any of this personally myself. I've just been kind of reading the stats to kind of match up and to see, how do we use this? How can I make this, a meta for me? And that was kind of something that really I was most excited about. I think out of all the battle cruisers, the props would be 1, the Myrmidon would be 2, and then
I do like the damage in optimal range is for the turret, along with the drone bonus around with that. So is there a Navy? What's the other Navy ship that's Amar? It's not the Prophecy battle cruiser. They get the
Cyclone.
Cyclone.
Yeah.
No, the Cyclone is the
the new one. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
it's the new one.
Yeah, Mar. Sorry.
Any case, let's move on to the Ferox here. So what does the Ferox get now?
The Ferox is going to a 10% hybrid damage.
Okay, yeah.
The 7.5 tracking speed and 7.5 shield bonus, which.
So I've heard.
Big of a jump.
So I heard that the thing. So I think instead of getting a resistance bonus, right, is what I believe. Oh, god damn it! I'm gonna bring up. Okay, I'm just gonna look this shit up.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I had to go back to it. So
yeah, we gotta find out what the real. Okay, so a Ferox.
Yeah, so they're bumping up the optimal. Oh god.
Okay, so they get normally they get a 5% bonus to medium hybrid turret damage, and now they are getting. Sorry, I gotta slide this over. Now they are getting 10%, so they're doubling the amount of damage that they get.
Yeah, and this is weird. So they dropped the medium. The turret optimum range, which was 10%. They dropped that, but you're getting a 7.5% tracking speed. And then they added
more
the
Galente like
shield bonus. Yeah. And then they increased the shield bonus to be nice. But if I remember right, they also cut the CPU on this. I think all of these, the CPU was cut from the standard.
Oh no, hold on. They also get a bonus. Is they still retain that? Oh yeah, so they still retain the 7, and they also get a 25 roll bonus, 25% medium hybrid turret, optimal range, and fall off. Yep, which is in line with the old one. They get the command bursts, of course. But that shield boost though is not going, from what I heard, is not going to be ancillary. That's what I heard on Reddit, so let's take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if that's true, but if if true, that if it's not an ancillary boost bonus, then most people think it's not going to be that great of a ship for solo.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody that's really excited about the Ferox as much as the Prophecy and the Myrmidon.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Myrmidon, because this is the one that we're super excited about.
Yeah, the Myrmidon is holding on to that 10% hit point bonus for its drones and the 7.5% armor bonus, but it's getting a medium hybrid term at 10% damage bonus
per level, so
per
50%.
Level. And then a 10% to the Stasis Weberfire drones, which is new. And I don't know, have you ever used the Stasis Weberfire drones? I tried to play with them once. They're pretty pointless.
So it all
use them anyway.
It kind of like all depends on a lot of different situational shit. If you really need that webbing, you don't got a webber on the field at all, you don't want to use a web, and you want to give up a lot of damage on a Myrmidon, this at least makes it so that there is a platform that you could probably do that's super tanky, small gang solo, that has Webifier drones that are light, that are able to catch a lot of ships really quickly and easily, especially for pointing you.
Yeah,
but I think it's a dumb bonus. But
yeah,
go ahead. What was you saying?
The Webifier that these drones are going to give you is going to be the range, and at a max skill of 50% velocity decrease compared to what the drones are going to be doing. That could be huge. You could really reach out and get some guys at range and web them down and give you guys an opportunity to get on top of them.
It is one of the most unique bonuses out of every other faction that exists, comparative. Like, this is the only one that gets this, like, yeah, here's this added bonus that has nothing to do with your faction to a certain degree. Like, I would expect this on a Minmatar weapon, considering the rapier and the Hugin, and their bonuses and the, but I guess it's Daredevil-like-ish, So it's like a really big Daredevil with webs or drones instead of actual.
As long as your drones could get out onto something, because if you can get a range with them out to 57, I think I'm 57 on my regular Myrmidon. So I can reach out to that, and I can then get you to slow down, screw up your transversal, and now I can drop the heavy turrets on you with the 50% bonus. That could be painful. That could be used pretty well.
That is true. I mean, and maybe that is one of the reasons why they gave because the original, I don't believe. Hold on. So the Myrmidon originally, so it gave it that 50% bonus to hybrid turrets, which is a huge thing, so that it can complement those drones now. Or you can just go full fucking punch somebody in the goddamn face with a Myrmidon. This doesn't show the high slot, low slot layout that they have though. But I think it's the same, or somebody got like an extra bonus or something like that.
Someone may have sent me to that. Sent me a link. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I'm looking through the Eve Reddit post here real quick, see if anybody points out something about blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't see anybody saying anything about changes to the high slot, low slot, mid slot variants here, so. But yeah, let's take a look at the Cyclone. Cyclone looks like that's gonna be different. So Cyclone. Oh, Google, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Thank you. Go ahead.
Someone brought this up on Reddit. They just thought it was funny that they, for the heavy missile and assault rate of fire, it was at 7.5. It's going to go up to 9, and they're like, well, Should it be 10%? No, that's too much. Let's half it, go to 8%, and then we'll just call it 9. So how do you come up with 9? It's kind of weird, but
9 is
but there's that.
not
They dropped the
a normal at all. Like normally it's like they went like from 5% resistance to 4%, right? Like I got so maybe it's in line with the we'll drop it by 1 because it's just because 5% per resistance per level 25 comparatively to 20 is pretty significant in the very, very like hard numbers of shit. So maybe 9 they were just like 10's just a little like so that would be 50 versus 45, right? So
yeah. So it's just an unusual number. Like
it's very
you don't
different.
see it anywhere else. Like anywhere else in the ship tree. It's
not a
9%.
9.
A little weird.
Maybe that's how they're empowering it. It's like they're doing magic numerology. They're like 9 will make this a powerful.
Well, they're dropping the 7.5% bonus from the T1 for shield booster, so that's gone, and they're going to add the heavy missile, heavy assault missile explosion radius on the new fleet issue.
So I'm not a big missile man. Do you play with missiles very often?
No, not so much. Just like you, I came in plenty.
Does that mean that they'll apply to little shit now, or is that just not important? I'm not impressed personally with that stat. I would much rather have armor.
Unless someone in chat knows something.
Or shield.
Said, you're gonna have a roll bonus though or a ship bonus a level bonus of 5%, so that's 25 explosion radius percent. So.
But how does that? I mean, I know. I feel like that's an application thing. I'm
guessing it'll help you hit smaller stuff.
I have that shit with missiles. I mean, I have like all the missile skills. I fly missile ships all the time, but I know that about this explosion radius stuff, but I'm not like super versatile in it. So, but yeah.
Well, I do fly the Hurricane fleet issue quite a bit, and so I'm just wondering how this kind of stacks up between the Hurricane being a projectile turret compared to a missile turret of the Cyclone. It may have its use there for us.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean it is just heavy because they don't get the light missile launcher or light missile damage increase at all or anything, or rate of fire increase. I mean, I guess it'll shoot very fast-ish, 45% faster than any other ship of its kind. So. Let's take a look though. So we've got the new exploration ships that are going out here. So we've got the Magnet Navy issue with a 7.5% to core and combat, 20% bonus to energy turret damage. So that ends up being 100%. So these are meant for a little bit of combat, which some people are really excited about. I don't know if I'm going to be using these, but they do sound kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's some application things here. Most of them, from what I recall, have lost a low slot, and with like the Huron, I think that brings it down to 1.
Ooh.
1 low slot. So I could be wrong, but that's kind of what my memory is telling me.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about. I would much rather have destroyers than these. But so we've got the Huron, which is giving you once again core probe strength at 7.5% for combat and core, 30% increase to light missile damage, rocket damage. So that's going to
be huge because at level 5, that's 150% missile damage.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like 125%, right? Yeah, 125% at 5. Whew. How many does it get? 2?
I think
does it get
so.
1? Maybe 1. See, that's why I wanted. It didn't, and I can't. There's no other page. You needed to go over to some fitting here. We needed to see those, and that would have been But let's assume that he didn't because nothing changes, and I haven't seen anybody bitching about changes yet. But so Huron, Eve Online, because if you don't add that, there's no way that you're getting to a Huron. Huron has... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I just want the fitting. Oh my god, I'm getting like every stat on this thing except for here it is. So it has 5 mids, 2 lows, 2 guns. So I'm guessing it's gonna get... Oh, and 2 missiles. And 3 highs. So we'll have 2 missiles on it. 2 rockets, 2 light missiles. That'll actually fight. I would be kind of scared to...
I think out of all the frigates, the Huron and the probe, I think, with the 12.5% missile and rocket is probably the most significant.
Whoa.
Or the 4.
Rate of fire, right? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So, okay, let's take a look at the Navy, the Imicus Navy issue, which is the Galente. We're getting the same core bonus in combat, 7.5 per level. 7.5 hybrid, small hybrid damage turret, 10% drone bonus tracking and hit points. If it had damage, that would be fucking awesome. Tracking, okay. I think you get 1 drone, maybe more with this Navy issue. But yeah, then we've got the 12.5% light missile and rocket rate of fire bonus, which I feel like that 30% damage bonus is a little bit better, unless it gets like 3 rockets. What does the probe normally get?
There we go. This screen works a little better. Let's try that.
Oh, hey! There we go. So we do get to see.
Yeah, I think Viz from Noir posted this up for me. So thanks, Viz.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we do have... looks like everybody's getting 2... Yeah, everybody gets 2 missile or 2 hard points that you get to put to shit. If not both, you get to 1. So the probe gets it to both, but of course you're going to be doing it to that. 4 mids, 3 lows versus 5 mids, 2 lows. I suppose with like a, you know, another... might be able to put like 2 or 3 ballistic control units on there, so you might be able to get with the rate of fire along with more low slots might have really mattered. I don't know, how do you feel about would you rather a 30% bonus or 12.5 or 30% damage or 12.5% times 5, of course, rate of fire?
Oh, I think with the layouts though, if you had that extra low slot, you could put a damage thing in there. You still have 4 mid slots, so you could still have your propulsion. Oh boy, yeah, it would be an interesting fight between the two. I look forward to trying that out.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. Awesome. All right, so that is the 2 different types of Navy ships that are coming out for each one of the races. This is live on Sissy right now, so I highly suggest that you go check that out on Sissy. I need to do more stuff on Sissy and learn some things. Like I always have imagined going there and just hanging. You were talking about this, that you were involved in people that used Sissy, right, to Like
Yeah,
learn
we
how
do,
to shoot each other?
Yeah, we do tournaments and stuff. So just get a round robin, and everybody would hop into a frigate, meet in space, and then fight it out. But just to point out, the Imicus is going to hold on to its 20 megabytes, so that's 4 small drones it can still use in there, just like its T1 faction. So with that bonus, it could be something.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to kill those drones easy, that's for sure. Four drones is nothing to scoff at, even like 5 with that's what I use. All my damage comes from my drones and my Tristan, and I just turn them into dust with my neutralizers. So
and here's the other thing with that burst is the speed. You're looking at a base speed at 385.
Oh, and what's the base speed of the probe?
340. For the probe is 385. For the Huron is 345. So extra 40 meters a second.
Yeah, so that's huge. That's huge in the end, especially with the micro and or afterburner added onto that.
Yeah, if you're able to kite well, that could be the game changer there.
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this on up here. You have anything else that you want to touch base on before we head out tonight?
Just some of the fight. I want to give a shout out to a young puke who FC'd the fleet on Friday. The amount of stress that guy was in with some of the pilots, and the way he kept it cool, I think I would have lost my shit. Like, stop telling people what to do. I'm the FC. If we don't all start shooting the same, stuff or do what I tell you. So he did bring it back in. So young puke, really appreciate the effort on Friday night, and then Nuke on Saturday night. Or sorry, not Nuke, wrong guy. Nix,
yeah,
who was FCing a lot with the structures and stuff. So I appreciate him putting that together, juggling. He's like herding cats, trying to get people in the right ships. So
yeah, huge shout out to young puke and to Nix as well. Yeah, I completely agree with that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you so much for coming on, co-hosting with me. I look forward to working with you on a bunch of stuff, and we'll get this all taken care of here, and go ahead and close out of here. Thank you all for watching. If you're interested, go ahead and joining up with the war effort. Go ahead and throw in an application to Golden Age Stories in-game or the Federation Frontline Alliance. If you are looking for corporations to join, we are open to diplomatically talking with you. One thing that we'll have for 100%, the only way that you can join as a corporation is if you have Galette standing. That's positive. As soon as it goes negative, we've already had one problem with it. You're out. Sorry. And then you come back whenever you want. Come back when you're positive. It'll be fine.
Be positive.
Be positive. That's, stay cool, be cool, stay positive, stay in school. You can also check out our website at thefederationfrontline.com. It gives you all of our podcast episodes that we have. We're going to be putting up more stuff there. Links to our friends, links to a lot of good stuff for faction warfare. You can always watch us live on Twitch every Sunday at 2200 Eve time. That's 5 p.m. Central Time. And if you miss the show live, you can always watch or listen to us on the Federation Frontline Report. You can find that Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, the Galente, or for the Galente, for Twitch. If you're wanting to watch us live at 2200 Eve time, 5 p.m. Central Time, that is Golden Age Stories. That's Guldan, Guldan, kind of like the World of Warcraft character. We're World of Warcraft in EVE Online because it's so much better. Was the crossover? You guys didn't hear about the World of Warcraft crossover, EVE Online?
That's second quarter of next year.
Oh yeah. So just get your cards in now. If you have any news you want us to talk us about, you have any news that you want us to talk about on the show, or an after action report that you want us to talk about, go ahead and give us your story. You can give us to us via email, Frozen Fallout, in-game, or you can email us at federationfrontlinereport@gmail.com. Thank you all for watching, and have a great night.